What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're gonna check out Scorn on my secondary PC here, which consists of a 5800X 3D, 32 gigs of 3600 megahertz CL14 dual rank RAM. We have an RTX 3090 Founders. The CPU is cooled by a 360mm EK all-in-one basic radiator. The motherboard's a AsRock X570 Taichi, and then it is powered by a 1000-watt Corsair RM1000. It's a gold-rated power supply. Pretty old, but keeps working. Why broke it if it ain't fixed? Or why fix it if it ain't broke? Almost said that backwards there. But anyway, why don't we go hop on into the game, look at some settings, and then we'll also get some stream recorded and camera recorded gameplay. So let's hop on into the game. Well, here we go with some ultra wide now. We're gonna start off on low with 3440 by 1440, no VSync or maximum frame rate. And here you go. You guys can see all the settings are indeed on low. So now, let's go hop in the game and see how it does. Here we go, starting off here. Let's just pre-cache everything in. We got a few stutters there, but let's see how it does now that we've cached thing in. Still a little stutter, but it is on low, and I don't think this game was ever designed to sit here and get 300 FPS. So if you limited the FPS, it'd probably be a whole lot less stuttery. But again, on a computer like this, I don't really think we need to be running on low anyway. We're just kind of doing this part for fun. You're going to want to play this maxed out for sure. A 5800X V and a RTX 3090 at ultra wide should have no trouble with a game like this. We've got ourselves like some random assortment of organ meats or something back there. Who knows? This place is definitely fascinating. It's like a demonic alien torture chamber. Nope, can't go in there yet. Okay. We're still exploring, trying to figure shit out. Well, that's certainly a giant hole. Looks like you can go down there, but that must be an elevator of sorts. Is this the way down to something? Okay, nope, we've got another door, and I'm willing to bet this door is going to be like, F you. Yep. Nope, that door told me to go fuck myself. But alright. Can't go down there, so let's just start heading back towards this way, I guess. But it's actually time for us to move on, so let's go do just that. Well, now we're going to go ahead and move on to medium here, so let's just go through the settings again. And there we go. We've reached the bottom. And accidentally went a bit too far and went back to the top even. So, now let's go get back into the game. Well, let's go get ourselves a medium gameplay in now. Ultrawide is always definitely a very immersive experience. I just wish every game supported it. That was its major downfall of me taking it away and going back to like 16:9 and just going with 4K. Alright, what do we got here? Ooh, this is definitely a puzzle of sorts. What do we do here? Okay, so that thing is going to try to grab something. And then probably take it back and put it into that other hole. Okay, so obviously we can't do that yet. What about this guy? What does this one do? Okay, we can move this guy side to side, so this is probably where I'm supposed to go. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and make the whole video of me trying this puzzle out. But I'm still going to mess around with it for a little bit here. Okay, we can put that up there. Okay, then, so am I supposed to put one of those up and have it grab it? Is that it? No, it can't be that simple. Let's try it, though. Doesn't hurt to try things in a puzzle game. Worst thing that happens is nothing, or it blows up in my face and legitimately kills me. I guess that's the worst thing that can happen. Nope, that was not what I was supposed to do. So there's more to it than that. Oh well, I figured as much. But at least we figured out where we're probably supposed to go, because there's a lot of things on the wall here to choose from. Well, now we're going to do high, so let's go through the settings once more. And this is what I would recommend you guys play it on if you have this kind of setup. There's no reason not to. Doesn't even need FSR or anything. It'll handle this, no problem. But hey, instead of talking about it, why don't I just go show you? Here we go with some high gameplay now. And as you can see, we're still getting 200-ish FPS. Sometimes you drop under 200, but regardless, that's a lot of FPS for a game like this. You don't really need that at all. All I'm really doing is creating a bunch of extra heat, but when you do a video like this, people want to see what it can do unrestrained, so that's why I always do it, you know, with no VSync on. When I play games, I run with VSync on. Unless I'm using that frame generation, which takes away your VSync. And I only have a 120 Hz monitor, so very often that means it's, what do you call it? There's a term for it, and I'm having a brain fart here because I'm so damn stoned. Screen tearing. There we go. You get that screen tearing when you go over the refresh rate. So, you know, like, I don't like that normally, so that's why I tend to not use frame generation much, unless that's not getting me over my 120 FPS. Like, even in a Plague's Tale, I didn't need it. I just used DLSS quality. And I was able to stay very close to my 120. That was interesting. That was like a hiccup burp there. Sorry about that. Because I know a lot of YouTubers like belch into the mic, and it doesn't really gross me out, but it might gross other people out. So I try not to do that stuff. But every once in a while, one might slip out, and I try to remember to get rid of it in editing, but a lot of times, it just gets forgotten about. Because a lot of time during editing, I'm trying to get rid of just space. Not like during the gameplay part, I let that just go, but like in the intros and outros, I'm usually trying to just get rid of all of the little blank spaces. Alright, yeah, we can go back up here. We're down, rather. We're already up. We're not going up any farther. If we did, we'd get crushed into the ceiling. Yeah, we still have some random stutters and whatnot. I still blame DirectX 12 for that, personally. And it probably wouldn't do that if we weren't recording. Now it's time for some recommended here before we move on to FSR. So let's just look over these settings here real fast. And there we go. We've reached the bottom. So now, let's get into the game and see how it plays and how it looks now. Well, now here we go with some recommended gameplay. So let's just run around here and explore a little bit more. We still got some of that DirectX 12 stutter here and there, but like I've said before, if you just turned on VSync and limited it to your monitor's refresh rate, it probably wouldn't be so bad. That is, unless you have, like, my laptop screen, have like a 300 Hz plus monitor. Or you could always just limit it to 60. A game like this doesn't really need any more than that, if the stutter is still there and prevalent. If you try to limit it to 120 or whatever. That's the beauty about PCs. You got lots of choices. Though sometimes games are just such coded like shit, they run like crap and stutter like crazy no matter what. And that's why I still have my consoles too, so I can still just play on that instead. Because I'm not going to sit here, and I like PCs a bunch, but I'm not going to sit here and be the PC Master Race fanboy who just goes, nope, PC's best, it has no faults, it win all time, yes. And it's like, no, unfortunately not. Sometimes you get bad ports, sometimes games just crash, sometimes you get bad drivers. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but at the same time, it's annoying seeing those people on Twitter being like, PCs are nothing but trouble. They always fail no matter what. It's always too hard to do anything. And it's like, no, if you're an absolute noob, there's a bunch of programs you can get. Hell, even I use one called Driver Booster on all my PCs to just keep everything in the background up to date. Let Windows just up to date automatically. Just keep that, let it just update just like you would your consoles, and then just get the NVIDIA Experience app, or what do you call it? The Radeon settings, and just control all your stuff from there. Those will auto-update, let you know when there's an update for your drivers. You can update those pretty easily from there. You can even set them to automatically update. And then, like I said, get a program like Driver Booster, and boom, there you go. That's a lot of steps, though. A lot of people are just like, no, I want to turn on my shit and just start playing. And that's why the consoles are still really popular. A lot of people don't want to go through all these steps and spend all this money. Anyway, though, let's move on. Well, now we're going to do a little FSR 2, and we're going to start off with FSR Quality. So, let me just show you the rest of the settings real quick. We're going to stay on high, of course, because this computer can obviously handle it no problem. We don't even need FSR in the first place, but why not be thorough? We already did low and medium and all that stuff too, so why not do FSR? So, to the game. Here we go, FSR 2 Quality gameplay now. So we'll just run around for a minute or so. No reason to sit there and go for 2 minutes on something that's completely meaningless. Probably shouldn't have done it on low and medium either, but hey, it is what it is. We still got a little bit of some stutter here and there from that awesome DirectX 12-ness. Really wish someone would fix that. Like a computer like this, every game should legitimately be smooth as butter. There's really no excuse. Now, in some of the newer AAA games, yeah, if you turn ray tracing on and everything all the way to ultra, of course I'm not expecting to get no crazy frame rates, but with a game like this where it's not like even that crazy looking, you should be able to get steady frame rates. But again, it's probably because we've turned off VSync and unlimited frames and we're going all the way up to 200. It probably sits there and stutters every now and again because it doesn't know what in the hell to do. It sits there and goes, what the hell is this freaking user doing? He is cracked out of his mind trying to undo the frame rate. Anyway, though, why don't we now move on? Well, now it's time for some FSR Balanced. So, let's look through the settings once more here. Everything's still on high, of course. We wouldn't want to change anything now. And there we are. We've reached the bottom, which means it's time to get back into the game. Well, here goes some FSR Balanced gameplay now. So let's just run around for a minute or so. Kind of crazy how many FPS this thing can get. But it's not like the 3090 and the 5800X3D are a slouch. But it's also not like the 5800X3D's cache helps in every conceivable circumstance either. There's certain games where it actually can do worse than the stock, just 5800X. But in a lot of games like Flight Sim and like a lot of like MMOs and whatnot, it really does seem to help a lot. I don't know how much it helps in a game like this. But since we're on FSR, we're not getting full utilization because we're not at full ultra-wide anymore. Well, we're still ultra-wide, but we're not at 3440 by 1440 anymore. Who knows what we're at? But, alright, I think that's enough. Why don't we go ahead and move on? Last up on the FSR 2, we got Performance. So, again, let's finish up the settings screen here by just going through it. Everything still is on high. And that's the bottom. So now, let's go see how it does. Well, now let's do some FSR 2 Performance. So let's just run around down here again one more time. And honestly, this computer's so beastly, it doesn't need FSR at all. But still, figured why not do it? Definitely a whole bunch of weird-ass noises in the background that we unfortunately didn't get to hear in the 1080p version, but hey, sometimes we mess up. Sometimes programs mess up. But it's no big deal. As long as the dang file doesn't get corrupted and I can at least show you the FPS, that's what I care about most.
Alright though, why don't we now go ahead and move ourselves on to some camera gameplay now.
Well, alright guys, let's get a little camera gameplay in now. Just keep exploring. I keep finding, every once in a while I find something I can do that I haven't been able to do before. Like I found out I could go up there and mess around with something up there. Might be a puzzle and that's probably what I'm supposed to do, but staring at a puzzle the whole time doesn't really show good gameplay, so I figured, I'll just come back to that later if I actually want to try this game out, which I probably will. I do like puzzles. So instead, we'll just keep running around and exploring for now. That way you guys get to see how it runs. Sure, I'm not playing the game the way you're supposed to, but at least you see how it runs, and that is the main point of my videos. Now if I was doing a Let's Play or an actual gameplay like channel would do, then yeah, I'd be doing this improperly, because their whole point is to try to play the game. And they wouldn't have no afterburner window up or anything like that. We're just trying to show you guys how it runs. That is all. Still though, this is a very dark game. And it definitely has random stutters. But, truth be told, that's probably because you're not supposed to be running it with the frickin' V-Sync all the way off, getting 150, 180 FPS. You don't need that much FPS to play this game, let's be honest. It's just kind of a puzzle game. So it'd probably be smoother if I just limited the frames to my monitor's 120. It'd probably be fine. Can't get through that door yet. And if you guys hear a loud humming sound, that would be my Taichi's little fan on the motherboard. That thing gets really loud when it gets hot. That's the one thing I don't like about X570 motherboards. I should have kept my dark. I used to have a dark motherboard. God, who made it? I think it was Asus. It was like some kind of dark motherboard, and it didn't have a fan on it, and it lets you overclock your cores at the same time as keeping your single core back in the day, but that part really wouldn't help this CPU out, so that's why I didn't bother keeping it. I figured you might as well sell it, let somebody else who's actually going to get use out of it. This CPU can't really have anything happen to it. Though mine's a pretty good one, obviously. Mine hangs around at 50 to 60 watts. I've seen a lot of people with the newer ones. Theirs are getting closer to like 80 watts. Though, I'm not sure that's the complete story up there on wattage anyway. There might be other watts you're supposed to add in too. Because I'm imagining that giant pool of cache definitely sucks up some wattage. How much? I don't know. That's out of my realm of expertise. Huh. Yeah, but here's one of those tracks, almost like a monorail. Where does it go? Probably back to that big old room. Yep. Seems like that's where it ends up. I got stuck. I do have a giant camera in my face. I'm actually playing mostly by looking through my camera's viewfinder, but that's actually not so bad. It's at least, unlike doing the capture cards window in OBS, it's not full of lag. It's just rather small. That way I can keep an eye on the time. That, and like I said, there's a big camera face, I can't really see the whole screen otherwise.
I can see the sides, just not the middle. And the middle is kind of the whole point. Huh. Now I look at it, I almost look like a damn face. Well, alright though. I think that's plenty of camera recorded footage, so now why don't we go wrap this video on up?
Well, alright guys, that is a wrap for Scorn on the secondary computer. I had a little stutter on the lower settings, but once we got to high and stopped recording and whatnot, we didn't really have too many. But the game just has some of that DirectX 12 stutter every now and again. I wish games didn't do that, but that's just what happens. I feel like a lot of the stutter though is just because we were running at unlimited frame rate. A lot of games don't play well once you do that. So if we probably put it down to 120 Hertz like my monitor's max refresh rate, it'd probably be a lot smoother. But anyway though, that's all I got for you guys for this particular video. I do hope you enjoyed it, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it. And until the next video, peace out, guys.